Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I was supposed to have a different video uploading today, but I realized that today's September 11th and I wanted to say something special about that. But also, I just kind of on a whim decided to watch V for Vendetta for the first time in almost like 15 years, just last night. So it got me thinking about a lot of different stuff, especially I think a lot of you new subscribers are here probably because the recent Oliver Anthony video breakdown that I did, I think 2 weeks ago now at this point. But yeah, part of that line was the Richmond, north of Richmond, want to know what you think, want to know what you do, because they want total control. And after watching V for Vendetta, that was terrifyingly relatable and accurate. The amount of similarities and parallels between modern day politics and what was happening in V for Vendetta was pretty shocking. If you haven't seen it recently, I highly recommend watching it. I would say within the past 2 years. If you haven't seen V for Vendetta within the past 2 years, go rewatch it. It's absolutely worth it. First of all, it's a really good movie, and it makes you appreciate how great movies were back in the early 2000s compared to today. And it was really refreshing just on that aspect of it. But more into the meat, there was a line that really grabbed me that I forgot was in the movie. And V was saying, the people should never fear their governments. In fact, it's the governments who should fear their people. And there's a lot going on with American politics, especially revolving around gun control. And that's a whole other can of worms, which I could go into quite depth into all of that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that here in this video. Maybe later on down the road. As far as running for mayor is concerned, I don't really have any impact on that kind of stuff. I mean, I could pass an ordinance like no guns allowed or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. That's a violation of our Second Amendment right. So anyway, that's as far as that's going to go. As far as V for Vendetta, there were a lot of interesting things in how the government would work closely with news media and how the news media would instead say, we don't make up the news, we just report the news. It's the government's job to make up the news. And there have been a lot of recent reports about how Twitter and Facebook have been working closely with the FBI, CIA on certain issues, especially hot button topics in more modern day politics. The Hunter Biden laptop case right before the election, apparently, allegedly, a bunch of documents have come out showing that the FBI or the CIA, one of those two, were working with Facebook and Twitter and telling people what they can and cannot say and should or should not say regarding that. So that was absolutely like election swinging information. So that was interesting. But all of this started, and the reason why I want to do it today is because on September 11th, our whole worldview shifted. There was this whole paranoia of, a bunch of these extremist groups coming into America and causing acts of terrorism. So the Homeland Security was formed as a result of that. And at the time was like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good thing. I mean, we do need to find out if there's anybody that's going to attack Americans within America. And now that I'm fast forwarded a bit and seeing their tactics, how they were implemented and how they've been using this kind of stuff across the board for a long time, and talking with people who've worked directly with Homeland Security and their tactics. And I realized that is not something to be excited about at all. And it all started with September 11th. And there's a whole bunch of theories and allegations as to if September 11th itself was an inside job. I personally don't subscribe to that. However, there is unrefuted fact, apparently. I haven't looked into this. I've just heard people say there's irrefutable facts and evidence that there was a bit of a cover-up from our government involving evidence from or surrounding 9/11. I haven't looked into it myself. I don't know what those facts or indisputable evidence is. It's not something I've put time into. Maybe one day down the road where it becomes more relevant to something that I'm doing, then I'll probably dig in at that time. But as of right now, I'm not interested. If you're wondering where I stand on stuff. So that's pretty much it. As far as the plot of V for Vendetta goes, essentially what happens is there is a mass virus outbreak, spoiler alert, by the way, that takes place in Britain and is intentionally released onto the public by the government itself, and that was their means for locking down a security state, which I know a bunch of people are going to be like, yeah, that's right, it was the pandemic. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that was very interesting. That was the plot point. And it made me smile and laugh like, oh, that's crazy. Because that's what a bunch of people are saying now. Personally, I don't think it was intentionally planned. I don't think the pandemic was at all something that was intended. Excuse me, something that was intended to have happened at all. I think it truly was an accident. Just in case if you're wondering where I stand on that too. I do think it came from a laboratory, but I do absolutely believe that it was unintentional mishandling of materials that caused an accidental outbreak that, spread around. So anyway, I don't know why I got into all that. I just thought it was an interesting concept. There were some parallels between 9/11, today, and the movie that I watched last night. And I thought it was too much of a coincidence to just sit on it. So I wanted to share that in today's video. The next video will instead go out the following Monday. So I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, insults, whatever have you, feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you like the video. I really appreciate it. That also helps the algorithm, helps other people kind of see the video. So as always, stay classy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.